Hello and welcome to S&B Technical. Today we're going to be working on a 2020 1.3 Nissan Qashqai and we're going to be attempting to change the spark plugs. Okay, well here we go. Just pulled the spark plugs out. They're an odd looking thing with a different end cap on them. Right, so the spark plugs themselves are located right down the back here, unfortunately, because they like to hide things on these cars. So there's going to be a few bits we need to take off. One of them being the boost hose for the turbo. Also, we've got the coil packs and a few ancillaries around it. So yeah, let's get some tools and get to it. So the first thing we need to get out of the way is the boost hose. There's a 10mm down here, and then there's an odd little clip as it connects itself to the top of the turbo here. If I can just show you in there. So we'll do the clip first, which is just a simple screwdriver in, and it clips out. You see it sort of just pushes out from the side here and here. You should notice it goes loose basically. There should be no force at all. It should be nice and loose on the top of there. To the 10mm. Like a million vacuum hoses in the way because it's Japanese and they just like a vacuum hose. And the world's longest bolt, one half the length would do. Safe. Just make sure there's nothing going to be pulled on, like always when you're working on a vehicle, just make sure that you're not pulling at anything that shouldn't be. Just take your time with it. Just make sure it's all loose. Good. Pop it. And then we're going to pop it out the way and we'll pop it down there for a second, so it just gives us a nice clear access to what else we need to get to. So we're going to be more vacuum hoses off the top here. There's a few clips and bits and pieces for the coil packs. So yeah, just need to have a look what we need. It's going to be more 10mm by the looks of it. So we'll get to that in a sec. Okay, so the next part is the wiring for the coil packs and then the coil packs themselves. Again, we've got a couple of vacuum hoses and bits and pieces in the way, and we've got some weird little clips on here they love putting odd bits on electrical connectors that you have to push out and clip together, but I'll show you how all that works. We've got a 10mm here, and then there's a little tiny T15 torque, if you can see down there in the dark. Yeah, so it's just like a little push fit plastic clip, but we'll get out that in a second. So I'm going to go for the 10mm first. These things are never that tight because it's only holding a tiny bit of plastic. Basically, it's just holding this plastic rail across the top here, which holds all of the coil pack wiring. It's quite a convenient, clever way to stop you putting them around the wrong way, because that'll be a bit glum when you try and start it. So, okay, so here you've got these little plastic clips. They pop out that way, and then you get them and pop it, and then you just need something. You need like free hands, but just something to start you pushing that along, and then we can pop it off. Go nice and easy, one at a time. I've already done that clip, so that one there, so I can show you how it actually clips off. So you've still got a definite sort of click as they go, and again, just a definite clicks, and then you push the grey. This one's going to be really awkward to get to, but you're pushing this. I'll show you one here. You're pushing this grey clip in, and it's pushing that backwards, which is opening up your clip to allow you to pull it off. But I put this one behind the fuel rail, so. One of them.
See the M1 nicely.
Yeah, the M1's nice and easy to do. So again, you clip this out, which has made a definite click, pull it, and then pull it together. And then we've just got that weird, not quite sure why it's not a bolt. Probably because they want you to buy another one. But yeah, so with these plastic clips, you need a bit of tension on them as you're doing them, because otherwise they try and chew the end up. So I've just pulled it up as I've been screwing it, just so it gives a little bit of tension so that you can actually get to it. Again, we've got more vacuum hoses, which are being a pain. And then this clips off out the way. Again, it's going to be a little bit of a mission getting that one, but I don't want to. With these things, I always try and find that the easiest way is to get them out of the way but with them being nearest where you can put them back, because obviously if you start flipping them over here and everything, then you're going to forget where everything goes basically. So again, we're going to the coil packs. We'll do one at a time. They look like 8mm, so I'll get some more tools. We've just removed this. We're going to get the coil packs now. They're 8mm. There's obviously 2 each pack. Let's get to it. So you get the bolts out. These are a little bit tight for in here, so just need a bit of a gentle sort of pull. Again, you shouldn't be sort of forcing anything, but there is a little bit of pull to them because they seal down as they go down through here. So there you go. That is one of the coil packs out. Now, it won't matter which coil packs you put back in each hole, because it's the wiring itself that denotes the firing order. But I like to just make sure they go back in the same one. So I'm going to lay them out somewhere where I know 1, 2, 3, 4. Stick it down here for now. Ring, ring. Right. Not a lot of talking on this bit, but I think you guys get the gist. It's the same on each one. See, that one was under a bit more tension then, but still.
Probably not been out for 5 years, have I?
No, probably not. No, no.
Holding pressure and they're slowly slipping off, yeah?
Yeah, that's it, yeah. So you're just holding a bit of pressure to them and they're slowly coming out. You can sort of feel them go, but again, you don't really want to be twisting them. You want to make sure that you're pulling them at the same way it's coming out. So just be sort of mindful of that, really. Last thing you want to be doing is putting coil packs in. Okay, so the next job is to get the very well hidden right down the back here plugs themselves. That, I believe, needs a specialist tool, so we'll get to it in a sec. Okay, well, we're just about to get the spark plugs out, but I wanted to show you this. This is probably the only thing that's going to scupper you a little bit doing it yourself, which is obviously what our channel's all about. This is a thin-walled 14mm spark plug socket. It's got to be spark plug socket because it's got to have the rubber piece in it to be able to pull the spark plug back out. You might be able to do it with a magnet and fiddle around, but this is certainly the easiest way. But it's also got to be thin-walled because that's the normal size one, and you can see the difference there. The problem you've got is that's too big to go down into the thing, and even if you use a normal 14mm socket, which I think we've got here somewhere, oh, it's out at the moment, but yeah, even the normal 14mm socket is too big to fit down the gap. I don't know why they've made it that thin in there, but hey, that's what they've done. And because I'm doing it at home, as you probably noticed by the bits and pieces in the background, we're using many different pieces to make it work. But again, you need an extension bar about that long, or make it out of 3 pieces like we've managed to here. So there you go. Let's get at it. Right, so we're going to go in with our very professional multi-extended tool here. We've got to get it down into the spark plug hole. It is going to be a bit fiddly because of the length of it. Let me just get that out there so I can actually do it with one hand. So there. Okay, so you need to make sure that the rubber goes down and it goes home properly. Bash the camera because that's what we do, and then crack it off, and then Spark plugs normally just sort of half a turn, if that, and then they should be by hand. So just gotta wangle it along. Okay. Oh wow, they needed changing. Yeah, I'm assuming water gets down in there or some kind of condensation, but I mean, burn looks okay, electrodes look okay, but yeah, it doesn't look in the nicest state there, does it? Okay, well, yeah, let's get the rest out, and then we'll get the spark plugs gapped up and put back in. Spark plugs should all come gapped, but it's always worth checking. So just look up the manufacturer's thing. It's 0.7, it's 0.660, but as long as it goes in there loosely and you can see, yeah, it's fine. And again, it's belt and braces, just check the old one. But they're both exactly the same, so this one's come right. Just they can get bashed and stuff in the boxes, and there's nothing more glum than doing all of this to find out that it doesn't run properly because one of the gaps is too small. So yeah, that's it. Let's get to it. So I'm actually going to do one spark plug at a time. So new one going back in. We've, as you just seen, we've just tested the, checked the gap. Slot these in again because it's got the rubber. It holds in there, so it's not going to fall out. Because again, you dropping them down into that thing can also affect the gap. So slowly down in there. Make sure it makes a nice start. Oh, the tediousness. Okay, just if you're interested in doing this properly, you might not have a torque wrench at home. So, I mean, the general rule is with a spark plug, and I'll show you in a second. We'll do a screen, but it's got a little crush washer. So you want to just crush that down, but you're not tightening it up like a bolt. So you don't want to be doing like a whole turn. I mean, if you haven't got a torque wrench, I would say spin it all the way till it stops by hand, and then like a quarter of a turn at most. You'll probably see that with the ratchet anyway, but it's there. See, it's really not a lot to make it go. It's actually 25 Newton meters, so it's a tiny amount of torque. But just be mindful, you don't want to be going crazy with these and snapping it in there, because that's going to be a mission to get out of there with it at that angle. So yeah, just a tip at home, if you haven't got a torque wrench, which you may not have if you're doing this job again like we are on a driveway, yeah, just you'd be better to have it slightly loose and find out that it's blowing past than you would do tightening it up too much. So yeah, just that much of a turn, I would say, feel it sort of tighten up. That's it, that's one in. Let's do the rest. spark plugs all in, all torqued. It's just reversal of what we've done now. So coils back in, coil plug back over and in, and then intercooler pipe back on. Just double check all the connections all around, just make sure you're happy, and we can hear it go. So yeah, let's get to it. With these, I'll show you on the next one, so I can show you actually what they need to do. They've got a little, oh, go off camera. They've got a little bit that goes home, so you need to make sure that this piece here goes all the way down to its flush with the top of the rocker cover. So because it kind of slides in and then feels like it stops. So I'm guessing that's what this bit's for, so you can get that extra bit of pressure on there. But yeah, just main thing is you need to make sure that's flush down in there. Don't think we're going to be able to show you it on a video, but maybe. Oh yeah, we can. Yeah, go down there. See it's going in. It's now tight, so people would think, oh great, and it would, you know, sort of bolt on there. But you want to go all the way down. So then now it's flush, sitting flush with the top of this piece here, and then it sits nicely on the top there. Two more. Oh, something sharp in there, always. Okay, they're all ready. Make sure they're all home. Give them one last push. Can't hurt to make sure. And then it's all your 8mm bolts back in. Now, I haven't got any to-hand torque specifications for these. I'm sure a Nissan main dealer would do, but whether they would actually torque it to that, I don't know. But yeah, they weren't very tight. So you've got a like stainless steel bolt going into an alley sort of captive bit here. So just, you know, don't go mad with them again. It's just, you know, a little turn. When you've got a ratchet with a big long arm on it like this, just hold it down here, because out here, lots of leverage, down here, not so much. So it's just you know, they just need to hold on and not come undone. So they're not like mega tight. It's not sort of detrimental to how the car's going to run or the way that it fits the spark plugs themselves. It's just to keep them in place. Okay, so we've now got this. I dare say this is going to be really fiddly, because you've got to get all these plugs back underneath here. So starting the opposite way, I guess, to where we went. There's an exact science to it. You could probably start that end if you want, but yeah, you clip it in and then push these bits shut. You hear it sort of click, like a secondary click. So we want to hear that on all of these. It did click, didn't make the click, but I mean, you can see that it's home if you look at like the way that it catches over the piece here. I don't know if that's going to show on camera, but yeah, I mean, they're not going to be terrible to get at anyway, are they, if there's a problem? But yeah, absolutely. One didn't click. Oh, it did. There you go. So there you go. So it fooled me. Thought it clicked, hadn't. So there you go. So make sure you hear the clicks, and you're away you go. And then we're back over with this. So just again, making sure that we're not snagging any of these cables or anything there. Again, it's a nice sort of push down, and then that just pushes across and clips over. So again, it's another definite click, but again, you just make sure that it's tight in there. Secondary's the bolt there, which I believe is that one. That wasn't that one, was it? Because it was long. Remember, it was like the world's longest bolt. That's for the end of here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so click that away there. That's in. Ah, the elusive 10mm. That's standard, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll stop the camera for a second while we look for that. And two 10mm at the same time, aren't we? Because I missed a step. Go back here, click that into there. Fiddly. And then we want to make sure that goes. So this is that plastic torque clip again. So just make sure it's sort of home. It will just push down in. It's a torque bolt, but that's why you need torsion on it, because it unscrews, but it doesn't fully unscrew. It's not a proper bolt. It's just a piece of plastic that clips in. So more like a trim clip. Okay. So do you up. World's longest bolt, remember? Again, similar thing. It's it's a plastic bit with a central sort of nylon insert in there. So again, it doesn't need to be ridiculously tight. It's just stopping this wobbling around all over the engine when it's running. And this again is a tiny piece of plastic into an aluminium. So okay, just drop your little wires that come out of these back in. One there. Oh, clip's fighting me. And one there. And that is it. So again, like always, just in your mind, go back over everything you've undone. Just make sure you're happy that it's all together. And then, yeah, quick tool tidy, and then we'll get to hear it run. And away we go. There we go. No faults up on the dash. It's running nice and sweet, as you can see, because you're outside and I'm in here. That's it. Another job done. Well, as you can see, this is why we've changed them. You can look like they needed doing. I mean, we're hazard a guess they've been in there for 5 years. Car's 5 years old, so would make a lot of sense. They were due to be changed on service. It's the rust is not great, but it's all of this sort of furring up around the top here. Eventually, they just would have failed either here or connectivity at the top. Hopefully, the customer's going to get. Well, it's actually a friend's car, in fairness, which is why we're doing it on the driveway. But hopefully, he's going to get some better miles per gallon out of it. And yeah, that's it really. Let's show you all the tools we used. So there's tools that you definitely need. Admittedly, probably not this many different adapters and bits and pieces. Again, it's because we're here at home, and invariably, whenever you're at home, the tools you need are at work. But yeah, you're going to need some kind of adapters to be able to get down in there. The main tools you're going to need is this really, which is a thin-walled 14mm spark plug socket. They've just made it ridiculously tight in there. Without this, you just won't be able to do it. So that's probably going to be your only fly in the ointment, and definitely something you need to think about getting before you get into stripping it down. Everything else you can pretty much, you'll have your own tools. You'll be able to work around it. There was a T15 torque as well, which did that little plastic clip on the end. And then there's some belt and braces bits that just because we have got the tools here. So it's your feeler gauges. Just make sure that these gaps here are right. It's very rare they were wrong. None of these were. They all come with this little bit of cardboard around them, so when they're in the box they can't whack. But obviously you can even see this bit of cardboard's taken a bit of a whack, so it's not infallible. So it is always worth checking, but not essential. If you're doing it at home and you haven't got these, you're going to be all right. And again, torque wrench. Again, it's just nice to do it with a torque wrench. Do it to the specification, but again, not likely you're going to have one of these at home unless you do lots of this sort of thing. So it's just make sure that these are a crush washer. You can sort of just see they're like a double washer that crushes down. it's that washer you want to crush. You don't want to flatten it through itself. It doesn't need to be ridiculously tight. You're just crushing this washer so that it makes a perfect seal to stop the engine gases getting out, basically. And that's it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hopefully it's helped you. And well, we'll see you again soon.